Hey, Greg, what was that?
That was a drunken movie reviewed by two drunk cousins, but it hasn't happened yet. So we
So
gotta
it will
do it.
be. It is.
It's gonna be. What was that is what you're gonna say at the end.
When is this about to happen, Greg?
A drunken movie.
You just said it. It's a drunken movie review. Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse.
Directed by.
Directed by lots of people. Bob Persichetti, Peter Ramsey, and Rodney Rothman.
I don't know what
It was
that
like
means.
written and produced by the guys that did the Lego movie. I'm guessing they
Really?
did this after they were fired from Solo. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. 2018 animated film about the superhero Spider-Man. Greg, what was this movie about?
It was about a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. Is what it's about.
Yeah, well-
Widely loved and revered movie.
It's good. It's okay. It's fine.
It's not 97% to you.
No, it's okay.
Should I summarize it for you so that you,
You
can
can
remember?
summarize it. I mean, go for it.
I mean, is this even part of our review? Is summarizing? Spoiler alert! I'm about to give away everything about this movie. So it opens with kind of like the Spider-Man, "Here's who I am" thing,
Yeah.
and then there's some kid named Miles, and he's getting ready for school. Who's this kid? He must be someone important. Well, he's like stuck going to this new school because he's super smart. He meets this girl who's kind of like also smart, and he's like, hey, maybe she's cool. And then he goes to his dad's a cop, and then he goes to his uncle's house, and then they like spray paint because his uncle's like kind of like, he's not a cop like his brother, so he's a cool guy. And then like this number 42 spider, there's a lot of 42s in this. Like he's gonna bite him, and then finally it bites him.
Give me away.
And then he's like, what? But then world goes back to normal. And then he goes to school the next day, and he's like hearing his voice, his inner monologue is showing up as like comic book voice. Anyway,
Yes.
the animation for this is like, it's like kind of 3D-ish comic book. Really cool animation. I like that.
Let me know when I can interrupt you.
Continuously, please.
Oh, that's what it bothered me because I didn't know that going in. That
Oh.
this was the point of this is other Spider-Men come in and there's from different universes, but they're specifically from different comic books. This movie
Oh.
is very consciously a comic book movie.
I didn't know
It's a
that.
comic book come to life.
So he sees the girl that he's like, oh, she's new and she's interesting. And then he gets stuck on her.
Literally.
And he's sweating. She's like, what the sweat? He's like, it's puberty. And then he's stuck on her. It's all just puberty. She's like, I don't think that's how puberty works. And they have to cut her hair off. And then he's just freaking out. And he's running through the school. And he ends up in the security officer's thing. And he's sticking to everything. And he's hiding. And he ends up outside. And the girls kind of look at him like, wait a minute, I know what's going on here. But we don't know what's going on here as the audience. And then he goes back to the place where the spider bit him. And he's like, and he sees the spider, and I can't tell if it's mechanical or not.
It's weird.
And then he's like, "Vroom," and then he's suddenly in the Spiderverse. And Spider-Man, I don't know how he got teleported to a different location. But then Spider-Man's fighting all these guys, trying to keep this
Well, part of
multiverse
the
from...
movie is the device there is opening up
Yeah,
the...
but it's not... The location of the device isn't where the spider bit him, is it?
No.
So he gets teleported there somehow. Don't know how.
I think Greg was drinking. I think Greg missed something.
I was drinking Pliny the Elder while consuming this movie. Kingpin. So he's fighting Kingpin. Kingpin's trying to open up the portal
Why?
because he wants to bring his family back who
From
left
another
him.
universe.
They left him because he was a bad guy, and then they ended up, they died.
Dead.
He's trying to bring them back. He's trying to bring them back. He's trying to bring them back, and so he's the alternate universe, and then Spider-Man gets trapped in a bunch of rubble, and then Miles is like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, I'm going to show you everything you need to know, but then Spider-Man dies. They kill Spider-Man.
Spoiler alert.
I gave one of those at the beginning. You don't have to do anything else. Spider-Man dies, and he's like, crap, who's going to teach me this stuff? And he tries to learn it himself, and he freaks out, and it's not working out. So he goes to Spider-Man's grave, and then we get Flash to a different Spider-Man. And it's just like the beginning of the movie where he's like, let me tell you from the beginning. And this is an older Spider-Man who's got he's like fat and wears sweatpants. And he and Mary Jane didn't get along. And anyway, he shows up in that
You're doing good.
multiverse. And he's like, I'm not going to show you anything. I just want to go home. And then eventually appeals to his greater good.
Up to this point, it's just an introduction. It's been 30 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And I still feel like, when does the movie start? It felt just like I'm introducing everyone. Here, the movie hasn't started. Here's an intro. We haven't gotten into it yet. We're 30 minutes in. I'm still not invested in the movie.
Okay, so have you seen, let's just start with Thor's first movie. Did you ever get invested in that? The whole thing is just a setup for future movies. The fact that they got through the entire origin story in 30 minutes and went on to another movie is actually pretty good for the Marvel Universe.
This is not connected to the Marvel Universe.
Not the MCU, but it's still it's a Marvel movie, and so it's still a Marvel Universe.
I'm not arguing that with you, Greg. I'm not arguing that with you.
So they break into Kingpin's lair, and then Doc Ock is a woman in this universe. And so she and Fat Spider-Man fight, and then the new Spider-Man's got electricity and invisibility on his side, and they escape. The only reason they escape is because that girl comes back.
Stop! This is the moment when finally the movie clicked in, and I enjoyed the movie from this point forward.
Anyway, so Spider-Gwen shows up. They all kind of collectively agree to go to Aunt May's house.
Yes.
When the other spider... And Aunt May's like, I was anticipating you. She's excited because she just lost her nephew, but she kind of knew there were other ones, and they go to Spider-Man's awesome lair. And the other spider, the pig spider, the film noir spider, and
Who
the
played
anime.
that guy?
Oh, I know this. Damn it, who is it?
This movie stars one person and some other people. Nicolas Cage.
Nick Cage, yes.
Yes!
And they decide that Miles has only been Spider-Man for 2 days, so he can't fight with them. Oh, and there's the anime Spider-Man. Spider-Girl.
Yes.
Spider-Lady. Spider-Child.
She's a child, yes.
But she's got the robot. Anyways.
It's all amusing.
They decide Miles is not experienced enough.
Yes.
Yeah, he's only been for 2 days. So Miles goes to his house, and then the real Spider-Man, or the fat Spider-Man, kind of locks him up. Damn. So they fight at Aunt May's house, and his uncle is Predator? Who's that guy? Smasher. He's some bad guy.
Evil.
Everyone who likes comic books is screaming at us. He's a bad guy, and he finds out his nephew is the new Spider-Man. He backs off, and then Kingpin shoots him and dies. And then his father sees the dead body. He's like, "Oh, my brother's dead." Anyway, the father seeks out the son, and the door's locked. So and Spider-Man's the new Miles is tied up, and so he can't get to him. And he's like, tender moment. It's pretty cool. Then he realizes his powers, and he's able to get rid of everything and follow the guys to Kingpin's lair, and then lots of fighting ensues.
You know they're evil, they have a lair.
Lots of fighting ensues in the lair, and everyone goes home to where they're supposed to be, and then he puts the key in, and then he's the new Spider-Man, and he hugs his dad, but dad doesn't know it's him, and he's weird, because Spider-Man just said he loved you, and he just pick it up, and then the end.
Lovely, lovely. What did you think of this movie, Greg?
I was thoroughly engaged from start to finish. I loved the soundtrack.
People went crazy when this came out, this movie. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why people went crazy. It's good. It seems it's very much a comic book movie. It's not a movie based on a comic book. This is a comic book universe. The other Spider-Man come out of other comic books into his comic book, basically. It was good. It was good. I think it was great. When this came out, people were saying this was what cinema was invented for. Thank goodness that this movie was made. It was entertaining. It was okay.
I would have given it...
I give it not a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I give it if you like this, go watch it.
I give it an 85.
I give it a 75, I guess. I don't know. There should have been more sort of confrontation with... They're basically the same... They're sort of the same person. They're different universe versions of the same thing, and they have to interact. There should have been more of, wait a minute, we're the same guy, but we attack problems differently, or... There should have been more of learning to work together with what is supposed to be the same. You should be 5 of the same people, but you're different. If you're a comic book fan, you probably will love this. It's comic booky, and maybe it threw me off.
It was released in
I want to rewatch it to hopefully enjoy it more. I give it a see it. It's not bad.
I would say
Greg agrees with all the people on the internet.
I definitely say see it. I said 85, but 85 is a C, right?
That's pretty low.
I'd give it a B+. It's a 92.
I guess
I'd give it a B+.
I'd give it a B at least. I mean, it was good. It was good. He's Greg.
I'm JP. Wait.
What was that? Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse.